In 1957, he graduated from Brookston High School. He went on to earn a degree from Princeton University. From there, he traveled the world on a common thread of religion. Pastor Leland McReynolds will give his last sermon later this month at the Federated Church in Brookston. In tonight's Heroes Among Us, we'll show you how the pastor has taken his love of the church and touched more lives than he will ever know. Pastor Leland McReynolds is finishing where it all started. He grew up as a child at the Federated Church in Brookston. The oldest Federated Church in the state, he spent the last 18 years as the congregation's pastor. Now Pastor McReynolds says it's time to move on.
I've been here 18 years, but almost feels that I just started, which I think is a good feeling.
At 71 years old, Pastor McReynolds' life has led him around the world. He spent 20 years in the United States Air Force, retiring as a colonel. Serving as a chaplain, Pastor McReynolds has counseled hundreds of servicemen and women while on active duty and off. He also serves as a volunteer chaplain with the Indiana State Police, represented the U.S. at a NATO conference while in college, and continues to serve as a liaison with the Air Force. Pastor McReynolds says whether he's speaking with the military or with one of the 315 members of his church, his message stays the same.
And I think often in the ministry, you try to help people discover potential within themselves. If they're struggling in a situation, often you can help them clarify the situation and help them develop a plan that you hope will be successful, and you give them hope. You try to give them hope.
Pastor McReynolds received his law degree and was a practicing corporate attorney until he got back into ministry in 1979. He says his heart has always been in the church and says it's fitting to retire where he once attended Sunday service every week as a child.
I often think of Mother Teresa, who should be a heroine to everybody. She was asked one time, "You do a lot of great things." She said, "Oh, I'm not so sure I do great things at all. I do a lot of little things, and maybe sometimes they result in something great." And I think that's basically my philosophy. You try to help where you can, and you hope you're doing what the Lord wants you to do.
Pastor McReynolds says everyone has something to give. A person just has to find their passion. He says people should start with practicing simple acts of kindness, which can often turn into something more. Pastor McReynolds says he hopes his church remembers him as someone they could count on.
Somebody that attempted to love them and care for them, someone who learned so much from them and who received so much love and support from them.
Pastor McReynolds says he and his wife plan to travel. He would also like to maybe one day write a book. His last service at Federated Church in Brookston is August 21st.